The date was December 26, 2004, Boxing Day. And the greatest natural disaster of our lifetimes began as a 9.1 magnitude earthquake just off the coast of Sumatra, Indonesia. This caused a tsunami that rippled across the entire Indian Ocean, and by the end of the day, nearly 250,000 people had passed away. In that disaster, there were some remarkable moments of heroism and rescue. One of my favorites comes from a 13-year-old South African girl who was on holiday with her family in Phuket, Thailand. As she sat on the beach, she noticed something really odd. The water from the beach was being sucked away from the beach, like you can see in this photograph. A few weeks earlier, she had learnt about this at school. It was a sign of an oncoming tsunami. She ran to her family, other people on the beach. She told them what she knew. They believed her. And they ran. And they were saved. What a remarkable story. Our ability to see the signs, the symptoms of something that's still coming on the horizon is key to our survival, as it was to hers. And I think that's what COVID is. I do not think that COVID is the main event. I think that COVID is just a sign of deep disruption coming our way. And we need to be able to read that sign and respond to it. Yes, I do believe that as much as disruption COVID has caused this year, I think there's much more disruption to come in the rest of the 2020s. But you already know this because every conference you've been to for the last 5 or more years has had this list of disruptors talked about. I mean, from a technology perspective, there's digital transformation and the fourth industrial revolution that includes artificial intelligence, machine learning, data analytics, cloud mobility, blockchain, and the list goes on and on. Add to that the green revolution, the sustainability issues, climate change. If we think COVID has impacted our lives, if climate change and the predictions around climate change are even vaguely true, that's going to have an even bigger effect on us. Then there's ongoing geopolitical issues, from the United States presidential election that still isn't resolved, through to Brexit that is coming up now in the next few weeks. There's American and China trade war. Have you forgotten that that's still on? India and China had a little border scuffle a few weeks ago. That freaked me out. I don't know if it did the same for you. Yeah, we live at a moment of deep disruptive change. And it's not just enough to send a memo to our team to say, well, everybody, we need to pivot. Pivot. That's the word of 2020, isn't it? In our corporate spaces. When I first heard somebody saying that they were pivoting in their organizations, it reminded me of that, I think my favorite Friends episode, where Ross had ordered a new couch and he needed help to get it up the stairwell to his apartment. And they had to pivot. Have a look.
Look, I drew a sketch of how we're going to do it, okay? Rach, that's you. That's the couch. You know, just follow my lead.
Okay.
Come on, Shelley. All right, okay. Here we go. All right, ready? Yeah. Turn. Okay. Turn. Turn.
I don't think we can turn anymore.
I just don't think it's gonna fit.
Oh, yeah, well, come on, up. Up. Yes. Here we go. Pivot. 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 Pivot.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Okay, I don't think it's gonna pivot anymore.
You think?
All right, let's bring it back down and try again.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, I think it's really stuck now.
Can't believe that didn't work.
I know, me neither. I mean, you had a sketch.
Oh, you know what? What did you mean when you said pivot?
Even when you've got a plan, doesn't quite always work out. And that's kind of where we find ourselves at the moment. We can't just grit our teeth and wait for this COVID crisis to be over, because it isn't going to be over anytime soon. Even if the vaccines are working, this Pfizer vaccine now being rolled out in the UK next week, it's still going to take many months for it to spread around the world, many months to be effective. Still got to convince people to take it. This is not a silver bullet and a quick solution. We are going to be disrupted for most of next year by COVID, and then for the rest of the decade by all the other disruptors. So how should we respond? I think there are three things that we need to do. The first thing that we need to do is we need to make sure that we have the ability to have realistic assessments of the disruptions that are coming our way. This is what I do for a living. And I've been doing it for 20 years with a team at my organization called Tomorrow Today Global. We've got a worldwide research team, and obviously in 2020 we've been focused on COVID. We started all the way back in March putting up videos. Have a look at my YouTube channel. Look, just search for Graeme Codrington and see the videos we've put up through this whole year. Our clients, more than 100 of our clients who've used our services this year, have said that we were the difference this year in helping them to get a realistic assessment of what COVID would do to them. And all of our clients have said that it is because of us that they were able to do things they wouldn't have expected to do, that they are in a better position than they could have hoped for right now at the end of the year. I can do that for you too. Be in touch and we can talk about how we can help you to anticipate what will happen over the next few months and years. The second thing you need to do, though, is even more important, because actually we can't predict the future. What we really need to do is build adaptability into our very DNA. The most important strategy that you need for 2021 is to change your structure to be adaptable. Your structure needs to be your strategy in 2021. Yes, you've got plans and goals and targets and everything else, but more important than those are the systems, the processes, the management and leadership styles, the approaches that you take in your business with your teams that help them to adapt and adjust and respond to anything and everything that happens. I can show you how to build adaptability into your system. I've worked with 100 clients this past year to help them to do just that. And the third thing that you need to do is a shift in mindset. We can't just grit our teeth and power through and hope that COVID will be over soon and then we can get back to normal. You can't even just rebuild what you've lost. You need to reimagine. You need to not just rebuild, you need to reimagine. Not the new normal, I don't like that phrase, but a future that's not just a repeat or a rebuilding of the past. What a wonderful opportunity, an invitation even, that COVID has given us to reimagine what our offices are for and how we can get the most out of them, how team dynamics should work, what our clients really need from us, and what value really looks like. The list goes on and on. You need to reimagine. You need to reimagine, build adaptability into your DNA, and have a realistic view of the disruptions that you're facing. I can help you to do all three of those things and set you up for success, not just in 2021, but for the rest of this decade and beyond. Let's be in touch. Love to have a conversation with you about how we could do that together.